Okay, now I'm going to show you about the Courante from the first cello suite by Bach in G major. The Courante is a running dance, the word coming from the similar root from the French courrier and the English word for courier, or someone who moves things very quickly. So it's very fast. It's probably the most technically tricky movement in this suite. I'm going to take the tempo down just a little bit while I'm explaining it, just so you can see what's going on. Otherwise, I think the finger movements are a little too fast to follow. So we are starting in first. Now, when you do this up to speed, the way I tend to feel this is, so it's a heavy and then two lighter ones. So most of that is fairly straightforward. It starts in first. I would then go into third position for the G with an extension. Back to first. And just make sure you get lots of shape in these. The thing that really brings this movement alive is the shape in the slurred sections. So just do something with the bow interesting. That's not too complicated. Then we're into third position with an extension. See, so your second finger is on A, first finger on G. Then back a semitone, first, and then first position. Sorry about that one there. Second position. This is all again first positions. Now the thing here is I was just overdoing it a little bit there. Watch out for the fourth note of every group. It can quite easily hit because you're doing three. You're doing 3 and 1 groupings. So you need to start right near the heel to make sure that you've got enough bow for the to get through it without working your way out to the tip by the end of the phrase. Otherwise you're going to find this very difficult, particularly as then you get doesn't work at the tip. So the only thing there in terms of left hand technique is just making sure you come forward for the C sharp. Then you go forward for the A, second finger. So it's all up there and then back to first. Okay, so that's the first half. We go forward to start the second half in second position with the fourth finger on the A. Okay. So, first position. Stay, go back to second. 2, 1, 2 there. Go back to first. So now this is a bowing thing. So make sure that you can sort of lift off the D a little in bar 20 and just get yourself out towards the tip. so difficult is the bow distribution. So I think I may have missed a couple of shifts in there. Now we're into the middle of bar 22 here for anyone who's lost track. Now that you're going forward a tone there to the second finger on G, back to half position for the D sharp, and then first, and then forward again to the G, second finger. Shift back for the F sharp. Yeah, now this mordant here has a slash through it, which can mean a lot of different things. I tend to just do a regular mordant at that point. So this is first position. Go forward to first finger on the D sharp, just to get a really nice flick. Going forward there for a first finger both helps the mordant and the vibrato. Back to first. Now this I always found to be the most tricky moment of the entire movement, so this is one to practice a lot. So forward to second on the G, then you have to extend the third forward and the fourth across to the D sharp. So just uncomfortable. I think I do some elbow manipulation to get across for that. And then you're back into first position with an extension for the D sharp. And make sure that's F natural, B natural, so 4, 2, 3. Then I would do a third finger on the C sharp, so it's 3, 2, 4. Then it's 2, 1, 4. So what you end up with . And as you can see, the difficulty there is keeping everything moving and even. It's getting the bow balance perfect so that you're not ending up with something that goes uneven like that. So then after the 2 bars of that, do the first finger on the B, back to first position. Now you can enjoy that C. And I would just take a little bit of time there before we drop down to piano for a crescendo. And again, that's just a fiddly left hand technical moment there on the bottom line. And what I tend to do in bar 39 in terms of dynamics is I'll start about mezzo piano, as you saw, crescendo up, and then drop down for the last 3 semiquavers of the bar and crescendo back up. So and it just gives you a bit of extra micro shape within the phrase.